guys, my name is Sheila, and today I am doing a Q&A submitted from questions from you guys. Most of these came from Instagram, but a few of them came from Twitter as well. So I'm just going to start reading some of the questions from Twitter. Also, side note, if you see my cat in any of this, or you hear a ruckus, that's him, because he just walked in front of me, and he likes to get under my seat and play with my background. So apologies for that in advance. So the first question comes from Twitter, from @weird_girl_19. Who are some of your inspirations in the furry fandom? So I guess a couple of my inspirations, mainly related to dance, honestly, are probably Otsu Fox, Snapback Otter, Albino Topaz, and Humphrey, otherwise known as Nero. So I guess those are some of my main inspirations, although they do all pretty much revolve around dance. The next question is also from Twitter, from Chaos Reigns. She says, why did you want to be a fursuit maker, and what inspired you to do so? My cat just jumped on to the desk that I have my tripod sitting on, so hopefully my shot isn't any different, and if it is, I'm sorry. But anyway, in terms of what made me want to be a fursuit maker, I guess that just came from fursuits in general. The idea of them, the fact that you can create a character and then have that made into a physical representation, you know? And then you can just be that character. That's the whole premise of a fursuit, I guess. And just that whole idea that you can create something by hand was just really, really exciting to me, and I really wanted to try it. I really just didn't have the money, personally, to purchase a fursuit from a maker, so I decided to make one. So that's pretty much where that started. Toxic Fur Studios asks, did you use a sewing machine or hand sew? Also, you're doing amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. Aw, thank you. Depending on the fursuit part, I do both machine and hand sewing. I have a Singer heavy duty, and for things like bodysuits and tails and big pieces, I tend to use a sewing machine, but for smaller things, such as the fingers of my hand paws, I hand sew those, just for accuracy purposes. For the face, it's about 50-50. If I have a fursuit that has a lot of really small details on any part of the body, then I'll hand sew it. But if it's just a big piece, like sewing part of the sleeve or something like that, then I generally will use my sewing machine. Next is from Riley Piley 0311, and she asks, what got you into dancing? I really liked the idea that you could express yourself through that particular art form that dance is, because dance is totally an art form. And I like that you could just really express yourself, and you got to be on the stage and just show people what you got. And I was like, hey, I kind of want to do that. That seems really fun. So I started dancing in my bedroom, and eventually I made it to the big stage a couple times, which is so exciting, and I'm so grateful that I even had the opportunity to dance in big competitions such as FWA and Anthrocon. DragonLava.art asks, any tips for chompers for suits, i.e. teeth? There's nothing online. But in terms of the way I make teeth, currently I use minky for my teeth. Now there are plenty of other materials such as fleece or various other fabrics that you can use, but I primarily use minky. Sheila's teeth are all made out of minky. I don't know if you can see, if Riff is in the shot, but his chompers right here are made out of minky, and his front teeth are golden, and they are made out of a golden cosplay fabric. In terms of shape-wise, honestly, all you have to do, if you want your teeth to be shaped a certain way, all you have to do is take a piece of paper, draw it out how you want it, like I draw these chompers, cut it out, put it on your fabric, and there you go. And you just double it, trace it, cut it out, stitch it together, and put it on your suit. Definitely suggest sewing in your teeth. Don't just glue them. It makes it for a better product and a better look. Storm_Noah asks, FWA? Unfortunately, I cannot do FWA this year, as I've done for the past 2 years. I have a family obligation that weekend, but you can catch me at AC. This one, I might have to censor out the name. I'm actually just not going to say the name for my younger audience. This person asked, what's your con lineup? And how do I do lips on fursuit? I'm a dumb blank. Please, father. Lips on fursuit, if you mean like the lining for the mouth, basically when I make a fursuit, when I'm making a fursuit, excuse me, and once I fur the head, like I put the fur, glue it on and everything, and the mouth isn't lined yet, I take duct tape, line the inside of the mouth, as you would when you're taping a head to get the pattern, and pull, you cut it, you take it out, pattern it onto whatever material you're using, and then it's put it in once you patterned it and sewn it, and then stitch along the mouth. I don't know if you can see Riff again. Stitch along the mouth with the lining, so it's a finished look. It's not just raw glue. And they also say, not a question, I just miss you. Aw, I miss you too. Hopefully I can see you at a con soon. Also from Instagram, star_pup_creations asked, how long did it take you to get first place in a dance comp? Fun fact, I've actually never placed first. I have placed third at FangCon 2015 and second at Furthermore 2015. Yeah, it's been a while since I placed in a dance competition, but I've been doing them off and on for a few years, so. But it doesn't really matter if you place, it just matters that you're having fun and that you tried. Henry Noonan asked, different kind of question. How did you tell your family you were a furry? So I did it in a really weird way. Basically, when I found out what fursuits were and I decided that I wanted to make one when I was like, I think I was about 14, I ran upstairs to my mom and I said, hey, I want to make this thing. And I just listed everything that I needed. And she was like, wait, what are you doing? And I was like, well, there's this thing. And people make these characters and then they make fursuits. And it's really cool. And here's what it is. And I showed her a bunch of stuff on Instagram and Twitter and all sorts of stuff and videos. I showed her a bunch of con and dance videos. And she was like, oh, okay. Is that thing that people do? And they do all these questionable things. And I was like, well, I guess some people do it, but it's mainly just about having fun, I think. And she was like, okay. And that's basically how I did it. Devil Spit asked, what's your favorite show? My favorite show probably has to be American Horror Story. I also really like Criminal Minds, Stranger Things, and You on Netflix. Aaron.Reville, sorry if I botched that, asked, would you rather eat cake for the rest of your life or rigatoni? Absolutely rigatoni, because I am a pasta addict. Tars_art asked, to worm or not to worm? To worm, duh. Acid_Yeen asked, how was your high school year? I was a band kid in high school, but I also kind of squad hopped a little bit, so I was never like the stereotypical band kid, I guess you could say. My first 2 years of high school were great. Everything was going fine. I had a really awesome group of friends, but towards the end of my sophomore year, one of my closest friends let out that I was a furry. And I didn't even tell anybody in my friend group. She must have found my Instagram or YouTube somehow, and she told pretty much everybody in our band. We had a very large one, so everybody knew, and I got ridiculed and bullied for it, and it was really, really rough. But I just decided people are going to think what they're going to think. There's nothing I can do that can really change their opinion. So I just wrote it out until I graduated, and now I'm having the time of my life. Puppet asked, favorite fursuiter? I'd say Ray's Wild Acai. I actually got a picture of him. Ooh, Beauty of the Base suit. Base, absolutely incredible. Other than that, I'm not completely sure. I appreciate so many different fursuits. I can't really pick one besides those few. Hello? Can you not? Mary Jane the Wolf asks, are you going to make more suits? And how did you get the design for Sheila? Sheila has evolved a lot over the past couple years. I've had her for about 6 years now, and she was originally just a green, black, and gray wolf, and she just kind of evolved from there. As for suits, I make suits as like a partial living for me, so of course I'll be making more. So my camera angle is probably going to be a bit different now because my cat just knocked over my camera. So Sorry. Sad Boy Haven asked, what was your favorite part about A&E? I think some of my favorite parts of A&E were hanging out with Zero, Floomfusky, Dez, Lazuli, Toxin, Rito, and Gale, and so many others. There was one night, Saturday night, where we went into the zoo of the convention at like 3 in the morning and just danced for hours and hours and hours. And it was incredible. I got to let out some feels, really just open myself up with the help of Dez, because he loves to help me break out of my shell, which I greatly appreciate. Thank you, Dez. And we really just got to vibe and hang out. And I think just the whole dancing aspect of the convention was probably my favorite. Even though I didn't dance in the competition this year, I was a stagehand. It was just great to dance and vibe with friends the entire convention. Scrat_Hatana_whiskey asked, have you ever had mold grow in one of your suits? No, I have never had mold grow in one of my suits. I clean my suits after every wear, even if it's just to do something like this where I'm sitting. The bodysuit won't get washed after this, but the head gets disinfected with a fursuit spray, and it gets a nice brush and everything after that. After every convention or heavy outing, or any time where I'm really sweating, the bodysuits, paws, and everything else do get a full wash and sprayed down with fursuit spray as well. So mold does not grow in any of my suits because I clean them regularly. Lazarus Chowder asked, why Riff gotta be so sex? I mean, he is pretty sex, I'll give you that. I love him. He's just a saucy boy. I don't know. He's a very saucy boy. Lazarus Chowder also asked, and soft, like Blanky. His bodysuit is made almost entirely out of faux beaver fur, so he is very, very soft. So, yeah, he's like a giant blanket. Sladen_Knights, sorry if I botched that, asked, do you make your own fursuits? Yes, I do. I have made almost all the fursuits that I own. I own quite a few now. I own an Anubis suit, and I own a older City Mutt fursuit suit, and so I did not make either of those. And Pompano's bodysuit, as pictured here, I did not make his bodysuit. That was actually purchased from Mini Boss Mascots. It used to be their old Lauderdale suit, but I bought the bodysuit and then made the head, paws, feet, and tail to match. All of my other suits I did make though, like Sheila, Riff, and Pompano. Another question from Twitter, from @KyreTheDemon, asked, what made you start dancing, and what are your plans in the future with dance? I did cover what made me start dancing earlier, but plans for the future. An upcoming con in October, Anthro Southeast in Chattanooga. I am actually one of the co-coordinators for the dance competition and some of the main events. And we're also having a battle zoo, courtesy of Dez, at that convention as well. So I will be coordinating, or co-coordinating, those two events with Dez and G-Wolf. And I am doing a showcase at Battle Zoo at ASC, so that'll be really exciting. Again, thank you, Dez. I've thanked you a lot in this video because you totally deserve it. Last question, @sketchy_scout on Twitter asked, who or what got you into fursuit making? Also, still loving your suits. Aw, thank you. I did kind of cover it earlier, but in terms of fursuit making, who got me into it was Albino Topaz, Yami, Fursuit Enterprise, and Multicolor Bark. Those are probably some of my top influencers when it came to starting fursuit making. And there you have it, my official Q&A. I am still going without my paw, but thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to find me on other social medias, I will list them right here, and I will also put them in the description. And now, let's take a look at some of those awesome photos that Floomfusky caught of me at Anthro New England. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!
scream for the souls of the old love.